When a number is multiplied by -1, the result is the opposite of that number. We formally state that as the property of -1. For any real number a, -1 times a is the opposite of a. And here I have some examples of the property of -1. -1 times 7 results in the opposite of that 7, which is positive, and the opposite is -7. Here we have a -1 times a -7. Using the property of -1, the opposite of -7 is 7. We also can use that relationship of two negatives multiplied together is a positive as another way of justifying this answer. Here is a shorthand notation where we have an expression with a minus sign in front of it. This is shorthand for -1 times the quantity 3x plus 2y plus 4, and we use the property of -1 as well. We can use distributive property to simplify this, taking -1 times each one of these terms, which ultimately is going to give us the opposite of what they were originally within the parentheses. -1 times 3x, or the opposite of 3x, is -3x. -1 times positive 2y, or the opposite of 2y, is -2y. Likewise, -1 times 4 using distributive property gives us a -4, or the opposite of -4. Using our rule of subtraction, an equivalent expression could have been, instead of plus a -2y, we could have used -2y, and in place of plus a -4, we could have had -4, each of these being equivalent. The point is, if you look at where we were, we have positives on each of the three terms within the parenthesis. Multiplying by -1 is going to give us the opposite of each one of those values.